What's up, guys? Andy here. I'm back again with another vid. I want to wish everyone a happy New Year's, and today's video subject, at a time of year where there's so much messaging around what you shouldn't be eating or what you should be having less of, blah blah blah, what I want to focus on today are 8 foods that you can incorporate to improve your health, but with a fun little twist. Okay, these foods that I've selected today are dietary staples from a region in the world where they live longer than most others. So if you take countries like USA and Canada, and larger countries with larger populations, Japan is the one relative to its population that has the longest life expectancy. But within Japan, there's a region called Okinawa, which has an even longer life expectancy than Japan itself. So in Okinawa, you have a life expectancy of 87 years, whereas Canada is 82, and the United States, I believe, it's 79. So there's a significant difference in life expectancy in this region of the world. Now, exactly what that's down to, we cannot, distill to the finest point. Obviously, there's something going on with lifestyle, with diet, with weather, so on and so forth. But what we're going to talk about today are 8 foods which are very commonly consumed in that region of the world that are available to us here, but for one reason or another, we probably don't eat them that often, right? So if you want to stay forever young, like Ryan Phillippe, and I swear, guys, I challenge you, go watch The Lincoln Lawyer and then go watch Cruel Intentions. The guy looks exactly the same. Props to Ryan out there. He's a good actor as well, by the way. Also, in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Anyway, this video is not about Ryan Phillippe. It's about foods that help you live long and as healthily as possible. So let's go through them, okay? I've picked 8 out. And by the way, I do have a blog post on this subject, and I will put the link to it in the description. But you're going to see there's a trend going on all these foods, okay? And I'll let you clue into that as we go through them. The first food is sweet potato, okay? Purple sweet potato in particular. Now, what makes purple sweet potatoes and sweet potatoes in general very unique? A couple of things. First of all, they're very high in a variety of antioxidants. They're low in glycemic index, which means they don't cause big spikes in blood sugar levels upon consumption. And they're also high in what's called soluble fiber. Soluble fiber has a slowing effect on the body, which improves blood sugar levels, improves cholesterol levels, and actually improves the nature of bowel movements as well. There's a bit more to it than that, but those characteristics make sweet potato very, very useful and kind of help us understand why. Oh, okay, people who live the longest eat sweet potatoes regularly. Cool. Number 2 is bitter melon or gourd. And now this is on a list of vegetables that are very high in soluble fiber and very low in glycemic index. So there's bitter melon or gourd, there is burdock, and then there is also fennel as well. So these are foods that if you're not sure what they are or what they look like, click through to my blog post, read more about them. They're foods that you can easily find recipes for. They're used in various types of cuisine among the different types of cultures here in Canada. But they're very, very, very good because they're novel in terms of their high antioxidant content, and they're also things that you may not include right now because heck, I don't include fennel and burdock in my diet per se, but I definitely include purple sweet potatoes. I definitely include the next one on this list, which is tofu. Okay, tofu honestly divides people, and it makes you feel like, if you're having tofu with someone who doesn't like it, that you're behind enemy lines like Jude Law, okay? But it's not like that, okay? I've written a lot on soy and the health benefits of soy, all the high quality human evidence in vast majority, in vast part shows that increased soy consumption, or people who consume more soy, tend to have better health outcomes. If you don't believe me, check out my blog post on the subject matter. Now, tofu, aside from containing a lot of antioxidants, from containing soluble fiber, allows us to do something very cool, which is to rely less on animal products. Now, there's nothing wrong with eating animal protein, but it is what it is. Like, large amounts of red meat consumption, large amounts of processed meat consumption are not necessarily associated with the best health outcomes in the long term. Now, of course, it is a balance between these different competing forces between plant protein and animal protein, but tofu allows us to consume less animal protein, and even if we don't have it regularly, it certainly gives us an opportunity to eat more plant-based protein and tap into the benefits that offers. So that's the next one. Seaweed is another food on the list, a food of the Okinawa region. For me, myself, how do I access seaweed? Well, I get those 3 packs from the grocery store or from the drugstore, and it's a great snack, right? Seaweed is actually unique because it's very high in polyphenols, which is a family of antioxidants, which actually might act as what are called prebiotics. So seaweed actually, in addition to having vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, seaweed may actually have what's called a prebiotic effect on the human gut, meaning it acts as food for a healthy gut bacteria, allowing them to flourish And these days, we all know the benefit of a healthy gut and a diverse gut microbiome with a great deal of healthy gut bacteria, okay? So seaweed may actually contribute to that. The next food on this list is turmeric. Now look, you don't have to get 3-inch heels, a tour bus, and a British accent to spice up your life. Just pick up some turmeric from the grocery store, okay? Turmeric contains the bioactive compound curcumin, which has very potent anti-inflammatory effects, which thus explains, I guess, or justifies its inclusion as part of this dietary pattern. And it's one of those things you could certainly live without it, but its regular inclusion will give you those few extra percentage points to your overall health picture, okay? So you know what, guys, that pretty much sums up the list that I want to talk about today. Shiitake mushrooms are also on that list of foods from Okinawa. Main message here is all these foods are plant-based, all these foods are high in antioxidants, and they're quite novel. They're not foods that everyone eats regularly. I mean, some of you may. I only eat a few foods on this list. I'm definitely going to work hard to eat more. Doesn't mean that you eat these foods, you're going to live forever, but there's definitely something here to consider. And given the cruel intentions of the media, no Ryan Phillippe pun intended, you know, and how they're telling you not to eat this, not to eat that, I thought, you know what, some nice positive messaging to start the new year would help. So hopefully you found this useful, guys. And other than that, have a great day. I'll catch you soon.